Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Alex Yu, and it's been a while since I made a video on this channel. I apologize for that. I've been pretty busy for the last little while, but that's okay because I got a new video for you guys right here, right now. Now, the very first thing you're probably wondering is, why am I wearing a Hawaiian shirt? Well, first of all, this was my dad's favorite Aloha shirt. It's very comfortable and I really like it. And second of all, this video is all about Hawaii, specifically Kauai, the beautiful and peaceful island of Kauai in Hawaii. And on April of this year, I actually took a vacation to Kauai, and it was my very first time to Hawaii, and it was just an amazing experience. It was probably the best vacation I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, this is what my idea of a true vacation is about. I've been to Japan many times. I've been to Hong Kong a couple of times, but this is my very first time to Hawaii, and specifically that would be the island of Kauai. And in this video, I want to give you a top 10 list. This is the top 10 things I love about Kauai. Now keep in mind, it's just about Kauai. I don't know what it's like on the other islands of Hawaii, so I'm just going to talk about Kauai, and these are the things that I love the best. From number 10 being, something that I really love, but number 1 being the thing that I love the most. Now keep in mind that all these things are things that I love. Just because it's number 10 doesn't mean it's my least favorite. It is just something that I like less compared to all the other things, alright? So let's just start off with number 10, and that would be the fact that there's lots of things to do here. There's lots of excursions, there's lots of activities, and if you go to any major department store or supermarket, you'll notice that they have a little stand to give out brochures and flyers to excursions and things you can do. For example, you can go on a zip line tour, you can go on a tubing adventure, you can go horseback riding, you can go to a luau, you can snorkel, you can go some more tubing, you can go on wet rappelling, you can go on a guided safari. There are so many things to do, it just costs a lot of money. But still, I mean, you know what? I think that if you're in Kauai, you should spend that money and just do 1 or 2 of these things while you're here, okay? Because it's a great experience like no other. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that moves us to number 9, and that is the weather. Beautiful weather. I went there in April, and it was still just a little bit cold in Vancouver. We didn't quite get the spring weather just yet, but in Kauai, the weather was just, I would say that it is perfect. Now, in Kauai, it does rain. It does rain a lot, but it's a different kind of rain compared to the rain in Vancouver. The rain in Kauai only lasts I don't know. They have these rainstorms that last a good 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour at the most. Okay, it's these heavy, crazy rainstorms that just come down out of nowhere, and it could possibly ruin your beach day. But don't look at it that way, okay? Find some shade. If you're on the beach, find some cover, wait it out, and then come back to the beach. The clouds all go away. It's beautiful, okay? You can get clear blue skies for the most part of the day, and then suddenly it's a rainstorm, like I'm talking about a thunder and lightning storm. But you know what? It goes away, and you know what? It also makes the natural environment so lush and so green. It's great for the environment, and it just feels fresh out there. And another thing is that it keeps all the roads and streets really, really clean because it washes all the dirt away. All right. So I love the weather in Kauai. It's very unpredictable, but that's part of the fun. And you know what? The rain in Kauai is not like the rain in Vancouver. In Vancouver, the rain is miserable. It is cold, it's wet, and it's depressing. It makes you not want to go out. The rain in Kauai, it is like, you just embrace it. It's actually kind of warm, and you know what? In Kauai, you're already on the beach. There's the water there. You jumped in the water. What is a little bit more rainwater? It does not hurt you. And I just embraced it. And I was out on the beach letting the rain come down on me. And it felt great. And then I was dry later on. All right. So I love the weather in Kauai. Number 9, or we just talked about number 9. Number 8 would be the small towns. Kauai is a very small island, therefore it has a lot of small towns. Sometimes you just drive through it, and it is so fast to drive through it. It's just made up of a couple of blocks, maybe even 2 blocks, and then you're done. For example, there's Hanalei Village, which is a small town that I really, really enjoy because it's actually really close to Hanalei Bay. And there's a lot of really neat shops there. And then there's also the town of Kapa'a, where if you go along the main freeway or a highway, you can actually drive through it. All right, and you just zip right through it, and then you're out of the town. And they got some great restaurants over there, so very, very cool. I love the small towns of Kauai. They're really, really neat. Okay, number 7. We're up to number 7 now. Is the people. I think the people in Kauai are awesome. I don't know what it's like for the rest of Hawaii, but the people in Kauai are really, really laid back. I'm sure that's what it's like for the rest of Hawaii. But Kauai specifically, I gotta say that there's some really, really nice people in Kauai. They got really simple lives. Even the hitchhikers are really, really cool. Not that I picked up any hitchhikers, but when they hitchhike, they smile. They got their surfboard, and they smile, and they're like, hey, what's up, everybody? You know what I'm saying? And everybody's laid back, everybody's relaxed, and you know what? I talked to a lot of the people who live in Kauai, you know, like the shop owners or the servers that serve in a restaurant. You know, you get to know them because they like talking to tourists. And, you know, one of the questions that is commonly asked is where are you from? I mean, where are you originally from if they're not from the island, right? And they always have a story to tell. They always have some sort of like history about why they're here, like, and most of the time they're trying to get away from something, which is totally fine, because I'm sure that living in the big city, you know, it can be quite stressful and it can be quite dramatic, right? So some people are just trying to get away from that drama and just come to, you know, this beautiful island, and then, man, like they love it there so much. And I actually met a lot of people who are from Vancouver or actually from BC, so that was actually kind of cool. Like they moved to Hawaii, moved to Kauai, and they started up a business. Most of them are able to get to live in Kauai because they married an American. All right, so you know what? Everybody's got a story to tell, and you know I think they love to talk about the story that they have to tell because well, people in general love to talk about themselves. So. You know what? They love to talk about themselves. I find it fascinating to hear about the story. It all works out, and at the end of the day, everybody's actually pretty nice, and we all get along pretty well. All right. So there's some good chemistry amongst the people that live there. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about number 6, and that would be the driving. Okay. Driving in Vancouver is like you're just trying to get to point A to point B in as little time as possible. You don't want to waste any time on the road. Driving in Kauai, it's a little different. In fact, it's vastly different. First of all, it's easy to drive, okay? It's actually kind of fun to drive. It's because it's so easy, all right? There's no idiot drivers, and the island is small enough that, you know what? Driving to the furthest point of the island from one point doesn't take a whole lot of time. Maybe it'll take you an hour and a half at the most, but there's some great scenery, and it's also easy to drive. And like I said, there's no idiot drivers, there's no aggressive drivers. Now, the only time I saw someone honking or heard someone honking was a very little, like harmless little honk. It was like a boop boop, you know? It wasn't like a beep, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why he went boop boop was because he was just trying to tell the guy that, hey, I'm in the fast lane, if you could just move aside, that would be great, so I can pass you, right? So, and you know what? He easily and quickly obliged, and then, you know what? It was a good day. So, I loved driving in Kauai. I was a designated driver, and then driving through Waimea Canyon was a lot of fun with all the twists and turns. It was kind of cool, actually. So, I enjoyed driving while I was in Kauai. Speaking of the Waimea Canyon is number 5. Waimea Canyon is the second largest a canyon in the United States. The first one being the Grand Canyon. And when I was up at the Waimea Canyon, it was breathtaking. Wow, what a beautiful natural phenomenon. It was amazing. And that's where you get to see the red dirt of Kauai. The red dirt is like this really fine dirt that is in the is like it's really dark red color, and they use this powder to make the red dirt shirts. They use it as a dye, and it's just a, you know what, the Waimea Canyon is beautiful. You just gotta see it to believe it, and it's quite a tour because you have to drive up to get to the peak, and once you get up there, it's not just the peak, but along the drive, there's a lot of these great lookout points, and man, oh man, it's just wow. Okay, wow. And that brings us to number 4, and that is the Pali Coast. The Pali Coast is absolutely beautiful. I went on the boat and snorkeling tour for the Pali Coast, and that was $130 well spent. Okay, it might seem kind of expensive, but I really enjoyed myself, and there's no other way for me to get there unless I wanted to go with a helicopter tour, which I didn't really want to do because I wanted to actually snorkel. All right, now the Pali Coast was just amazing. Okay, just seeing this piece of land which you cannot access unless you go on a boat, it was just breathtaking. It was spectacular. It was quite it was like one of nature's moments at its finest, where you see this coastline which you cannot access unless you take a boat there, and once you see it, it is just something that is like, I felt like a kid when I was on the boat tour, because I was like this. I was so happy to see these, this natural phenomenon that is the Pali Coast. And on top of that, we just got out of the boat, jumped in the water, and then we went snorkeling, and we saw all the fish, and sometimes you see a turtle. And we actually even saw a humpback whale that was lost, and apparently that is a very rare thing to do. So very, very cool. I enjoyed the heck out of that trip. It was great. Number 3, okay, is the fact that Kauai is very, very clean. It is very, very clean for a number of reasons. I think that there's a bit of a camaraderie amongst the people there that, this is a beautiful natural environment. We should keep it clean. So there's that, there's that mindset for the people that live there. They don't want to ruin the environment. It's a great looking, location that they live in. They should keep it that way. Another thing is that there's less cars. So, right away, the air is just really clean. Another thing is that it always rains. It doesn't always rain, but it rains just hard enough that it washes away all the crap on the road. All right? So, I love the fact that it's clean. It just makes you feel like this is a different feeling, especially if you live in a big city. You know what I'm saying? So, I love the fact that it's clean. Number 2 is something that I experienced every day, almost every day of my trip, and that is beaches. There are so many different beaches that are along the coast of Kauai, and every beach offers something different. Some beaches are just for relaxing. Some beaches are great for boogie boarding. Some beaches are great for snorkeling. Some beaches are great for surfing. It's just great. I mean, like when you get to the water, it's great for snorkeling and surfing. It all depends on the beach. It's just because like every beach, some of them have. The reason why it has different things to offer is because of how they're located. Some areas have like really are known for all the tide. Some areas are known for the fact that there's big waves. Some beaches are known for the fact that they're really calm, and some beaches are known for the fact that there's a lot of like fishes there and turtles and stuff, right? So I love the beaches. Everything has something different to offer. We went to a different beach all the time because each beach, like I said, has something different to offer, and very, very cool. They're beautiful, and I love the fact that the water is just so clean. It's so clean. It's also very salty. And the number one thing that I personally love about Kauai is snorkeling. Snorkeling was something that I was kind of, I had some kind of anxiety about snorkeling because I have never snorkeled in my life. I don't really go to beaches to go to the water because in Vancouver, the water is not clean enough for you to want to go into the water. I just hang around at the beach, all right? But then I was told that if I'm going to be in Hawaii, I should snorkel. So you know what? I wear glasses, but I don't want to wear contact lenses, all right? So what I did instead is that I invested $100 on prescription a snorkeling mask, all right, which was one of the best investments I ever made in my life, okay? Because of that, I was able to go snorkeling while being able to see clearly without my glasses, and it was an introduction to a whole new world to me. Man, it was so much fun, and it was just a great experience to be able to experience the sea life. I mean, the life beyond the surface. You know, just going underwater and not being able to worry about a lot of things, and just you feel so free. You feel like you're in another world. You get to see all these fish and this natural, you know, sea life, and it's just wow, what an amazing experience. Now, I mean, there was a moment where it was a little bit dangerous, where I was actually snorkeling and I didn't even realize that the tide actually pushed me out a little bit further, a little bit too far for comfort. Like, you know, that was a little bit scary because you know, like nobody was out there to help me in the event that I had gotten pushed further out. So you got to keep an eye out for that. And sometimes the wind and the waves just kind of make it a little bit hard for you to come back to the shore. So you should know all your safety stuff before you head out there. But at the end of the day, I had a really great time, and woo-wee! Okay. So that is my top 10 list of things that I love about Hawaii, or rather Kauai. I don't know what it's like for the rest of Hawaii, but I heard that Honolulu is just like your typical American city, complete with traffic jams and commerce. By commerce, lots and lots of shopping malls, okay, or shopping, okay. And you know what? I'm just thinking that if you're gonna go to Hawaii, go there to relax, okay? Don't go there to deal with a big city or the things that come with the big city. Go to Hawaii to relax, okay? You're in a tropical environment, away from the city. You're on an island, all right? Go somewhere where you can just like enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. I just want to share with you all the things that I love about Kauai. Now, if you are on Kauai, why don't you share your experience about Kauai with me, like your top 10 things that you love to do. Or if you're in other parts of Hawaii, why don't you tell me about some of the great things about the other islands that you reside on? All right, that way I can experience them as well. Because one day I'd like to go back and I'd like to experience the other islands like Maui and Oahu and Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook. I don't even have just yeah. Okay, woo-wee. Okay, my name is Alex Yu. Peace. I stand for. Question number 3. Where was the Trumpchi E-Jet first seen? Question